Gonna make a change for once in my life.
Mr. Andrew Parker.
Feel good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up my head, baby, want to quit. This thing is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street. Enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see the need? I saw us disregard.
What's going on, Steele Heights? Hold up. They told me I was coming to North Edmonton. I said, what's going on, Steele Heights? Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Kids, want to introduce myself? My name is Andrew Parker. I'm also known as A.G.P. That's my nickname. All my Edmonton MG teammates and everyone in the city call me A.G.P. If you see me on the streets, call me Andrew A.G.P. Doesn't matter. I grew up in North Edmonton for my whole life. My family originates from Grenada and Jamaica, West Indies. Any Jamaicans in? Any Grenadians? Respect. Okay. And actually, I started playing basketball when I was 11 years old with my cousin Jermaine Buckner. And when we started out, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, we were terrible. I mean, we averaged 1 point the entire season, and that was Jermaine from the free throw line. But with a lot of hard work, I went to Mary Butterworth Junior High School, where I was coached by Wes Craig, who's actually a former Steele Heights teacher, and he actually was played in the NHL for the Calgary Flames. And I played with also my coach was Jeff Tolbert from the University of Alberta. After my 3 years at Mary Butterworth, I went to Edmonton High School, where I played for one of the greatest coaches, I think, to walk the green earth in Edmonton, Coach Tom Alniski. He was my hero and my mentor in life, changed my life. Had a lot of great experiences at Edmonton. I have a lot of lifelong friends that I still talk to today. After going to Edmonton High School, I went to Concordia University College, where I played for Coach Phil Allen and Coach Chris Nichol, Bob Lamb, and Brian Ross. And after playing 2 years at Concordia, I went to the University of Alberta, where I played for Donald Horvath, Hall of Fame coach, and with Alex, who was one of the greatest players to play in Edmonton. And just last year, I was in Recklinghausen, Germany, playing overseas professionally, as well as playing for the Edmonton Chill and for the Edmonton Energy, which some of you got t-shirts from. And that's the team that I play for right now. And that's my basketball career. The reason I'm here to talk to you guys today is I want to talk to you about a few events and experiences I've had in my life that have actually changed me for the better, and hopefully it will help you in your journey, in your life. And a lot of people who know me know that I'm very personal, I'm very private. I don't really talk a lot about myself, I try not to. But I felt it was necessary to do that today because I wanted to actually help you guys in your journey, in your life, and show you how I was able to make the impossible possible. I guess my story really starts my senior year of high school. You know, a lot of people don't know this about me. I only played one semester, and I was in school for roughly one semester. And the reason for that was because I was expelled from high school. I was arrested at 17 years old. Now, like I said, I want to show you how I was able to make the impossible possible in my life. You know, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in the principal's office, and you know, I was sitting down in a chair, and a police officer was on the left-hand side, and the principal was in the middle, and my hero and coach, Tom Alniski, was on the right-hand side. For some reason, the principal and the police officer left the office. I guess they were going to talk about some disciplinary actions regarding myself, and that gave me a chance to talk to my coach and my hero. And that was the moment I received the greatest words of inspiration and motivation advice that I've ever received from a human being in my life. And I remember I was sitting down, and I was feeling very disappointed in myself. And Mr. E looked at me dead in my eyes, and he said, "Andrew?" And I said, "Yes, coach." He said, "Andrew, how do you want to be remembered?" And I looked back at him, I was like, I don't really understand the question, coach. And then he looked at me and he said, "Andrew, you see, when you die, the only thing you leave back on earth is your reputation. How do you want to be remembered, and what do you want to be remembered for?" And for some of you who might know me, it's tough to make me speechless, but at that point in time, I was so speechless. I didn't have any words. I was like stopped in my tracks. I couldn't say anything. He went on to ask me, he said, "You want to be remembered as someone who slipped through the cracks and was unable to fulfill his destiny due to his own poor choices and bad choices in life, and someone who had all the talent in the world but did nothing with it?" And I looked back at him and I said, "No, coach." And then he asked me one final time, he said, "Andrew, how do you want to be remembered?" And I remember looking him into his eyes and I had tears in my eyes. And I said, "I want to be remembered as someone who had a rough go of things in life, was able to learn from his mistakes, and was able to make something out of himself." Now, the advice that Mr. Elnisky gave me was the greatest words of inspiration, and he was my hero. But the advice was only half the battle, you see, because I needed to have faith in myself and belief in myself and understand that I needed to change the path that I was on, you know? And I did have it. I had my family, my mom, they stuck with me, they worked with me. I paid my debt to society. I was able to enroll back into school, got the charges reduced. I was able to graduate from Elizabeth High School. And I upgraded my courses so that I could be able to go to Concordia College. And then eventually go to university and get my university degree, which I got last year, or 2 years ago. But all of that would not be possible if I didn't, have faith and belief in myself, right? I'll tell you right now, if Mr. Elnisky came into that room and he would have asked me, said, "Andrew, how do you want to be remembered?" If I thought it was a tough guy and I said, "I don't care," I guarantee you right now, Steele Heights, I would either be dead, in jail, I might have hurt somebody, or I might have been missing from the face of the earth without anybody knowing or caring. But I had to have faith in myself, and I had to work hard, and I had to have belief. Now I know for a fact there might be some kids here who might not have a dad at home, or might not have a mom at home, or maybe you feel like you're not the smartest person, or maybe you feel like you are a smart person, you just haven't figured your career path yet. Or maybe you got some people in your household who deal with issues of alcoholism or the criminal system. Or maybe you're black and you feel like, well, you know what? No one understands where I'm coming from. Or maybe you feel like you're Lebanese or from the First Nations and you feel like no one understands my personal experience. But one thing I recognize from my life is that if you can work hard and stay positive, anything is possible. I mean, from my life, what I've witnessed is that by working hard and staying positive, nothing bad has ever come as a result from doing those two things. Because even if bad things do happen, you can still reapply yourself and work hard and stay positive, and anything will be possible. In my life, I faced a lot of adversity, y'all. I mean, I've had people in my family that's been shot, that's been killed, that's been murdered, that's been stabbed. People that were in my circle that's committed suicide, that never knew who their father was or their mother was. People who've dealt with physical and sexual abuse. But I've seen through their lives how they were able to overcome their struggle to the point that now they're mentors to kids like you and people from similar circumstances. And that was all a product of working hard and staying positive. And I can't sit here and look at you guys and say, life is always going to be happy. And we're always going to be jumping around and smiling and running through, daisy fields and grabbing rainbows and eating candy and chocolate and, you know what I mean? Because that's my life. And I can't sit up here either and point to you and say, well, you gotta be perfect, or you gotta be perfect, and you gotta be perfect because I'm perfect. Because in reality, I'm not perfect. I'm 26 years old still. Today I still deal with a lot of pain and struggle and adversity. I mean, there's people that should have had the greatest influence in my life and should have a great influence in my life. When the going got tough, they took off. I mean, there's people in my life who told me, you know what, that they love me, they care for me. And when times got rough and the chips were down, they took off too. But I'll tell you what, if I didn't have to go through the hard times, and I didn't have to learn how to overcome struggle and have those people leave my life, this moment right now would not mean as much to me. Because in life, when you get things easy, you don't truly appreciate it. It's when you have to start from the bottom of the bottom. You got dirt in your hands. And you're climbing up your mountain or struggling until you're trying to get to the top of your goals. And there's people at the bottom, they're throwing rocks at you. And they're saying, you can't make it. Stop trying, your arms are tight, they're yelling at you, all kind of foul stuff, they're yelling at you. But you keep climbing in spite of the scars or the scrapes you have in your arms. You keep climbing, and you keep climbing, and you keep climbing, and you keep climbing, and you keep climbing.